Now I'd like to point out a couple of problems with the annotation system so far and how we can improve one of them. Now, one problem is that this annotation color that you see here that we've chosen for people and references is actually in blue, and it's very similar to the highlight color basically, so it can be quite confusing. So I actually tend to stay away from this color, so that brings us down to 4 colors from Apple's 5. Another problem is that the sidebar is not always visible. So the handy tags that we've added to highlights, as you can see here, are not always visible. So if I get rid of the sidebar, Command Option S, then I don't have any indication of what these highlights are. Another problem is that even when the sidebar is visible, you still have the problem of correlating your annotations and your highlights here. There are ways to address this problem, however. One of them is to use these textual annotations here. So you can actually add a text note by clicking that button, and then you can move your text note where you want it, and then you basically edit it. If you wanted to designate this, for instance, because it's important, it's a problem, so bang, you've got the problem. Now obviously we've got a bit of a space issue going on here. One way to address that is to reduce the font size so that you can orient yourself in the document. This does not solve all of your visibility problems because the text that you've added here is not visible in the sidebar here. Although this sidebar is called Highlights and Notes, this isn't treated by Apple as if it was a note. So if you look at the View menu here, there's no option that will reveal these, essentially what are notes from a user's perspective, in the Highlights and Notes pane. Later we're going to talk a lot about Skim, which solves many problems that we've encountered with Preview. It also in particular addresses this issue here. Notes will appear, all kinds of notes appear in its Notes pane. I should point out while we're at it that polygons as well won't appear in this Highlights and Notes section.